Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks Xbox 360 edition. I am NitePHX. Today I'm taking out the M40, M43, which is the American Tier 8 artillery. The map is Erlenberg and it is a standard battle.
Let's go!
I am in a platoon with Kurt Kane 785, who is in his Tier 7 WZ-131, which is a light Chinese tank. Kreger is in his GW Tiger, which is a Tier 9 German artillery. And Greghost is in his Tiger 2, which is the Tier 8 German heavy tank. Okay, so Kurt Kane has pushed up to the middle of the map. We're going to see if we can't take advantage of some of the spots he's got for us already. First thing we saw there was a T-71. Hiding behind the buildings as he really does need to be. Now while the American artillery can really dish out some damage, its arc is pretty low, so it's very difficult to hit targets who are in the vicinity of buildings. Now we did have a couple of targets there, they disappeared. My assumption was they're still sitting there. We're going to take a blind shot. We got nothing. Our shell landed quite a bit short from where I thought it was going to. And as you see here, as I always stress when you're playing artillery, after you take a shot, you need to move. It doesn't need to be a lot, but you need to move. Not uncommon for the enemy artillery to be looking in the area where they think you probably are. There are certain spots on the maps where artillery like to go. And if they're watching and they see your tracer, they're going to put a shell where your tracer came from. And if you're sitting there, you're going to be dead. Alright, so there we saw a couple of E100s. They disappeared. I don't think I mentioned yet, but there are 3 E100s on each team here. The enemy also has a mouse. Now each E100 has 27 hit points, or 2700 hit points. The mouse has 3000 hit points. And doing a little bit of math, that comes up to just over 11,000 hit points just to take 4 vehicles out of the game. Okay, so back to the action here. If you call sitting here watching artillery aim action, we're loaded. Our circle is about as small as it's going to get. We take a shot, and 708 damage on the side of a E100. So the shot is away. We relocate. We screw up here. We take down a tree. If the arty's watching the hill here, he knows where I'm at. But so far at this point we haven't seen or heard any enemy artillery shells land over here. So back into our overhead view and looking for our next target. The E100 we hit earlier is still in the same position and he is still lit up. You know, typically the targets that Arty is shooting at don't stay lit up all that long. So I definitely commend our team for being able to keep these guys lit up. Put another shot into the side of the E100 and we take you out of the game. So once again, it's time to relocate. Like I said, doesn't have to be much, but get out of where you just shot. You'll see why here shortly. I don't know if I just had a brain fart or if I was just feeling comfortable, but I stopped moving. I don't know if it's after this shot. And the enemy 2112A does find me. So now we're down into K2, this area. Kurt Kane was lighting up earlier in the game. I see he has been taken out. We're loaded, circle is small. We're trying to figure out where's he going to be in 3.6 seconds. We take the shot and we do 632 damage on him. He stops moving when we hit him, so I assume we also tracked him. So you saw there, I came out of my overhead view, but I didn't move, and I can't honestly tell you why I didn't. Maybe I was comfortable with the fact that no Arty had shot back here yet. Maybe from one shot to the next, I just plain forgot. So right now, I'm just taking a quick look. If I was the enemy Arty, I would probably be sitting back here. So I'm just kind of hanging out a little bit, looking for any tracers that might show up. You know, I don't want to spend too much time looking in an area where he may not even be. We got plenty of heavy targets that need some damage done to them. So we come back up to the buildings. We see the mouse and a E100 sitting there. I believe the other one's an IS-3. There's an IS-3 down there somewhere. Okay, loaded. Circle is small. Looks like we got a shot on that E100. Just got to figure out which way he's going to go. Stationary works for me. Take the shot. 457 damage. A little bit of track damage. Kind of a low roll. We probably should have killed him. If you notice the two tanks sitting to the right, both of them using that one building for cover. Both of them can't quite fit back there, or can they? I'm not quite sure, but one of them thinks the other one doesn't belong back here. It looks to me like the one in the back pushes the one in the front out into fire and holds his ground, keeps him from backing up, getting back into cover. Alright, aim circle is small. We are loaded. We take the shot and another 18 damage, and we finish off that E100. Looks like Kreger's shot comes in right after mine. Does it look like about 240 something on the mouse? Alright, so far we've taken 2 E100s out of the game, which in my book is a pretty good day. Right now we're thinking our next target is going to be that IS-3. Our circle is as small as it's going to get. We're still a good 10 seconds away from being loaded. Everything appears to be going to plan. That's it. Go ahead, back up just a little bit. Give me that much better of a shot on you. And I am loaded, and he is... he's moving. That's not how it's supposed to work. Fortunately, he doesn't go far, and he remains lit up. And where he did move, he decided he was going to remain stationary, which allows us to put a shell into his side for an additional 695 damage. So he is almost dead, so we'll ignore him for now. Our team should be able to finish him off. We see their third E100 come into the picture there. There's a Caernarvon sitting behind the building, and the mouse is over there still. We know that 110E3 that we hit earlier is probably still down along the K line somewhere. We haven't seen him for a while. You know, we had a pretty good amount of heavies in approximately J6 area. Now it looks like there's only one. I'm referring to friendlies there. So that Caernarvon who moved up, he got himself killed. So the mouse and the E100 should still be in this area somewhere. We do have a friendly tank down there who I'm hoping is going to be able to respot these guys. Neither one of them are currently shooting, so I don't see any tracers. Okay, now we do have the E100 lit up, and we're going to take a shot here. You see most of my circle is actually on him. That was my shot. It just hit the building back there.
They blew off our track.
So the low trajectory and the RNG. Now this is where you see I just got hit and tracked by their Artie, the 2112A. I had, for whatever reason, I stopped moving. He found me, took a shot. And I'm basically lucky that he didn't kill me. So we will go on a little journey here. We're going to do a little bit more than a little relocating this time. There's no sense in staying in the same area because he's probably going to be watching it. We can't go too far to the south. We know there's a heavy down there. We know that we can see a tank destroyer. It's probably that 110E3 that was on the K line before. If they take out our heavy that's down there, there's going to be nothing between them and me. So I keep my attention to the area where we last saw the heavy and the tank destroyer. If at all possible, I need to take these guys out so they don't push from the south behind the hill, and once they get back there, we're going to be goners. Okay, so we do have the heavy. That's got to be the E100. No, actually it's the mouse that's still sitting back there behind the building. Looks like I can get a shot on him. You know, there's just enough of my circle on that building. This could really screw up the shot.
Critical hit.
And well, it didn't hit the building. It definitely landed short. Splash damage is all we got. So we took a shot. We are relocating again. We learned our lesson after that 212A did hit us. Come back to the same area, see if we can't find, again, either the mouse or the tank destroyer. So instead I decided to turn my attention to the north. From what I saw on the minimap, it didn't look like we had anybody close enough that was going to be able to respot that mouse or that tank destroyer. But the mouse did show up again. I mean, if you look at the mini map, you see we certainly have plenty of guys up in the north to keep the enemy, the two enemy that we saw up in the north, from pushing in. But like any arty player, I mean, once you're loaded and your circle is tight, you don't want to be moving halfway across the map with your aim. You know, you've got another, I don't know, it's got to be 20, 30 seconds for your circle to get small again. Alright, so I am relocating. One of the players in the game did bring to my attention that the enemy are probably pushing from the south and I needed to relocate, so taking his advice, I am relocating. And it is very, very much appreciated when your team looks out for the arty. We get in our overhead views and we just forget about everything else sometimes. What's interesting here though is we do have a heavy in J7, okay, and now that 110E3 finally shows up. I'm not quite sure how he got by him. I know there are some hills and ridges back there, so he must have played them quite well. I mean, I have an E3 and the camo rating is not spectacular by any means, so he had to have played some ridges to get over here without getting detected. So we are loaded. My circle's as small as it's going to get. He has his side to me. We take the shot. 305 hit points later. He is out of the game. The south was my priority. We had to definitely cover that because, like, again, there's nothing, well, there is now, but there was nothing between him and me. So yeah, looking out for myself, as we all do, I think. So now at this point we take a look at the mini-map again, and we see we have no tanks left up to the north. The only thing we see up there is Kreger sitting in the corner, who is artillery, and a couple of enemies who are pushing towards him. The better part of discretion right now tells me I need to go south. As soon as the enemy in the north are close enough to spot me, they will shoot me and they will kill me. So if I want to contribute any more to this game, I need to get to a safe zone, which is now in the south. So we know that medium tank up in A8, the only person who could be spotting him is Kreger, our artillery. So this is probably not going to work out real well. And we see that the GW Tiger on the enemy team, so the enemy artillery took out Kreger. So I look at the scores there and I'm trying to figure out, okay, what happened? Did we have somebody commit suicide? Because it says 10 to 10, but they have 5 vehicles and we have 4. So I need to get what's left of our team between me and the guys who are pushing from the north, and that is what I have done here. And I'm guessing our medium up on the hill has probably detected that T-57. Also have the medium tank and the tank destroyer moving into the picture here. Now basically we're going to say there's one building there and it's going to screw me from being able to get a shot on any of these guys. Now an option here would have been for me to continue to move south, where I could have maybe got a better shot on some of these guys. There's a minute 30 left in the game.
That's gotta hurt.
And the T-57 decides he's going to start pushing towards the circle. We do get a shot off on him. We got 700 and some damage on him. And again, one of the things you think about when you watch a replay back, I could have, while I was relocated somewhat south. I probably needed to go south and west to get this hill out of my way. I did have a shot on the 704, sort of. You can see only half my circle is there at the target. The other half, I'm assuming, is being blocked by a building or the hill or something. 50-50 chance at best I'm going to hit this guy. And he relocates a little bit in the circle, which turns my line completely red. I don't know at this point what's blocking me. And we do see the 212A up there in the north. Revenge would be sweet. But I'm thinking I need to turn my attention to the cap circle. Although I don't know if they could actually cap. I mean, there's only 20 seconds left in the game. It's going to take them 40 seconds to cap. But if another one gets into the circle, it might happen. So I back up from the hill, hoping that it'll give me just enough where I can actually get over this hill and hit one of these guys. And I do have a shot. And With what, 5 seconds left, I figured, alright, take the shot, we'll see if we can't hit something. But we miss, and the game ends up at a draw. Been a long time since I played a full 15-minute game. Okay, so quick look at the post-game stats. With the premium account, I did make 30,000 silver and got just under 3,900 experience. Did do 3 kills and 4,234 damage. Nothing assisted, so nobody shot anybody after I tracked them. I don't even know if I tracked anybody, but it's going to be pretty rare for artillery to have any blocked damage. So I do the most damage on our team, gets me 2nd place. 3 players on our team doing over 4,000 damage each. Alrighty, so that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate it if you would click the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. You'll get notifications of when I post new videos. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.